10 expert-tested ways to improve your mental health every day. If the coronavirus pandemic, and the months spent indoors that followed, has been harmful to your mental health, you're not alone. According to an April 2020 Kaiser Family Foundation poll, 45% of respondents said the stress and worry they've felt as a result of the pandemic has harmed their mental health. Unfortunately, the mental health outcomes for those who contract the virus may be even worse. According to a May 2020 study published in the Lancet Psychiatry, approximately 15% of hospitalized patients in previous coronavirus outbreaks, including SARS and MERS, still had lingering anxiety or depression 3 years after discharge. Even if the situation has become much better, corona or another virus variant will strike again sooner or later. We have compiled a list of simple suggestions for daily improvement of mental health with the help of specialists. Get used to being uncomfortable. Most of us associate anxiety with fear, but it can actually fuel positive change. Anxiety is a natural emotion that exists in the space between where we are and where we want to be, says Robert Rosen, Ph.D., founder of Healthy Companies International and author of Just Enough Anxiety, the hidden driver of business success, who adds that with the right mindset, anxiety can be transformed into productive energy. Reframe setbacks as opportunities for positive change. After an emotional, financial, or physical setback, it can feel as if there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Reframing those challenges as opportunities, on the other hand, can help you move forward instead of feeling burdened by them. A crisis is an opportunity to escape programmed living and transform yourself, says Mel Schwartz, Ph.D., a Westport, Connecticut-based psychotherapist. The more creative and participatory you feel when forced to step outside of your comfort zone, the more balanced and happy you will be in the long run. Put an end to comparing yourself to others. We can quickly fall into mental health trouble if we are constantly comparing ourselves to our friends. According to Schwartz, those who struggle with anxiety tend to lose themselves in self-judgment. He claims the critical voice is enslaving. You must accept and like who you are in order to escape. Prioritize your private life. Your ability to manage your life's 3 primary realms, work and self, will naturally reduce your stress levels. Monir Solomon, MD, Assistant Vice Chancellor and Executive Director for Health Services International at UC San Diego Health, says, if one goes down, you have 2 others to keep you up. Are you eager to stop making work your life's work? Don't be embarrassed to acknowledge your struggles. While facing obstacles head-on is admirable, it's equally admirable to acknowledge when assistance is necessary. According to Robert Maurer, Ph.D., a clinical psychologist at the University of California, Los Angeles School of Medicine, successful people have friends they can count on in times of need. While stoicism, self-reliance, and independence are often valued in our culture, your mind instinctively seeks support from others. Consider your prior successes. You may feel hopeless right now, but you've probably felt this way before and persisted. Giovanna Zerbi, PsyD, director of the UCSD PACE program at the University of California in San Diego, says, we have a much larger capacity to withstand disappointment and change than we think we do. You can have the courage to tackle whatever is waiting around the corner by being aware of your emotions and recalling past successes. Identify your triggers and reset yourself. According to Tahir Iftikhar Bhatti, MD, a psychiatrist with the UC San Diego Health, when people worry, they have a tendency to create tales in their heads that support their anxieties. You can hit the brakes if you catch yourself doing it, which is where self-awareness comes in handy. Take care of one problem at a time. Whenever you are faced with a challenge that seems difficult, immediately identify at least one aspect of the problem over which you have control and then address it. Dr. Michael Kahn, a psychologist in Maryland, says that when you take control of a situation, rather than feeling at its mercy, you approach it from a position of strength. And when you are ready to change your life, you should start thinking and acting from the position of strength. Pay attention to someone other than yourself. Try focusing that energy outward rather than remaining internally focused on your issues. Kahn inquires, can you find ways, although you are so self-absorbed, to be considerate? Anxiety and compulsive behavior can be dramatically reduced by expressing respect and gratitude for others. Know where you are now. According to Kahn, affective people have a tendency to be extremely sensitive to the sensation of being overwhelmed, and they are aware of how to respond before stress paralyzes them. Kahn suggests doing the following if you're having trouble. If you're struggling, recognize distress symptoms initially, such as tense muscles, sweaty hands, a quick heartbeat, or irritation. Second, take a break by going for a walk or practicing deep breathing. Determine the source of the stress. Third, is it a task, a deadline, or a private conversation? We sincerely hope that these concise but effective and tested suggestions for improving your present mental health and better preparing you for future situations could help you in some way. We thank you for your interest. See you soon.